Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Jessica Gem here with a new video for you. Welcome to Season 2, Part 1 of What If Deku Never Returned to UA. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying, sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. And so, we begin. You matter too? He looked up at Ochako and found more than worry in her eyes. Worry, fear, but most importantly, love. It was the same look his mother gave him, the same look All Might gave him. Izuku's eyes widened, his lip quivering and his throat suddenly feeling tight. I know that, but it's different. I don't matter as much as you, as Kachan, as any of the other heroes, or even civilians. I'm just one person with a quirk that is... He paused, his eyes quickly shifting down and hiding from her gaze. You matter just as much as any of us, Izuku. You're a hero, and you're going to be one of the greatest heroes this world has ever seen. You deserve to be here. And if you put yourself in danger, then all of us will too. I will. I won't stop. And I won't let you hurt like this. Not alone. Izuku's eyes started to water, and the tears slowly rolled down his cheeks. No one had ever said something like this to him before. No one had ever made him feel like he was worth something. But here, in Ochako's arms, he felt it. He felt like he was worth something, and not just in the cosmic destiny sort of way, but in the way that he wanted to feel when he was younger. Before he had a quirk, before All Might chose him, before UA, before he met any of his friends, before it all. He remembered it so clearly, hiding in his room after school, pouring his emotions and hatred out onto a page in one of his old notebooks. He'd been called worthless and useless so many times he'd started to believe it. That mindset was hard to shake. Even when he was brought out of it, it lingered there. Inside, deep inside, he still considered himself a worthless Deku that didn't matter to anyone. Ochako had changed the meaning of that name. He wears it proudly now. But he'd started to feel that way again. Incapable and worthless. The old Deku had started to peek through. He leaned forward and hugged her tightly, his tears soaking into her shoulder as he cried. Thank you. But Ochako wouldn't have that. No. Along with all of his friends and loved ones, they fought for him. They reminded him that Deku perseveres. She just held him, rubbing his back and letting him cry. It's okay, Izuku. You're not alone. We're here for you, and we care about you. You matter to us, and you should matter to yourself. You have to believe that. He nodded, taking a deep breath and trying to calm himself down. He felt Ochako's warmth and support, and it helped to soothe his emotional pain. He knew that she was right, that he was not alone, and that he mattered. Everyone else seemed to know that. To understand that. Everyone except for him. He looked up at Ochako, meeting her gaze and seeing the sincerity in her eyes. I feel like I have something wrong with me. Deku. Her voice was low and her arms squeezed him a bit tighter. What do you mean? Talk to me. Izuku took a deep breath, trying to find the right words to explain his feelings. I just feel like I can't stop. Like even right now, I feel scared. And I want nothing more than to just run out of this tent and get away from you all. And I get it. I get that I need all of your help. I get that I can't make the same mistakes All Might has made. A gust of wind blew in from the tent's opening, and the smoke in the distance seemed to wane against the dark night sky. But I can't. I can't make myself matter more than any of you. Inside, it feels impossible. And I can't let you all endanger yourselves. I can't let anyone get hurt just to try and protect me. Especially when I'm supposed to be the protector. When I'm supposed to be the hero. The ninth holder of One for All. The successor of All Might. It's just so overwhelming. I don't know if I can handle it. Letting myself come first. Ochako smiled softly, and she cupped his face with her hands. Deku, you are the ninth holder of One for All, and you are a great hero. But you are also Izuku Midoriya, the boy I stopped from tripping on the first day of entrance exams. That boy who turned around and decided to waste his last chance at points just to save me of all people. You don't have to put yourself first. No one's asking you to let others die. We know the type of person you are. But I'm a hero too, Deku. So is Bakugo. So is Todoroki. All of the class and the rest of the pros. All of us deep down have that same drive. To save, to protect those in need. You helped me realize that. So just let us put you first, the way you put us first. Let us protect you. Let us save you when you need the help. Or at least let us try. It took him a minute. A long, precious minute of time where all he did was stare at Ochako's face. But then Izuku sniffed, tears still rolling down his face. Okay, he finally said. I'll try. It's as if something clicked inside of Ochako's head, and suddenly her voice filled with determination. You're a hero, Deku. You're my hero. You've helped me so much, in ways that you could never know. When you were gone, I missed you so much. And I kept thinking about what could have happened, about what might have happened to you. Anytime you didn't show up in the news, anytime we couldn't track you, I don't think I can waste my chance today. So, Izuku,
Deku! You awake yet?
The loud and hoarse roar of a familiar voice rang through the tent. Midoriya? Todoroki pondered, peeking his head into the tent and promptly stumbling back as he saw Ochako and Izuku holding each other closely.
Huh? What are you doing half and half? He's in there!
Bakugo, I kindly suggest that you please give them a moment. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. Staying safe online is an ever-growing difficulty, and hackers could exploit you. NordVPN allows you to change your IP address, making you harder to track, securing your privacy. In addition to providing you a safe passage through the web, you can also expand the reach of your favorite streaming services. Are you tired of going through 2, 3, or even 4 services to watch your favorite anime? Well, with NordVPN, you can change your country and be able to binge shows like My Hero Academia, Naruto, and many others on your favorite streaming service with just the press of a button. Check out the link in the description to get 72% off when buying for 2 years at $3.29 a month. This deal is for a limited time. And thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Izuku paused, his eyes shifting to the opening of the tent where he could see smoke rising in the distance. That smoke, it's been getting stronger. Are we sure that's just a fire? We noticed that too, Todoroki said, getting to his feet and walking over to the opening. It looked like it was coming from the campsite since it stretches down that far, but now I'm not so sure. Ochako looked up at the sound of the wind, and she could see the smoke and flames in the distance. She'd noticed it before, but she didn't realize it could be anything but a simple fire. Could it be civilian-made? Ochako asked, quickly getting up and joining Todoroki. Maybe some refugees lit it to try and signal for help?
It could be, or it could be something else,
Bakugo said, grabbing his bag and starting to pack away some supplies.
We should be prepared for anything.
Just then, their teacher Aizawa rushed into the tent, his face grim. There's been an attack on the campsite. The smoke you've been seeing is actually from a quirk user. Shigaraki has sent more villains after Midoriya. and we need to get him out of here now. Right, Todoroki said, grabbing his gear and supplies. For a moment, only a brief moment, everything seemed to freeze for Izuku. The wind, the fire, the shouting, and the sounds of his friends yelling in unison. It all faded away, and what was left was a growing reality that he was the one who attracted enemies. But then he remembered All Might's words, and he realized now was not the time to be worrying about any of that. He needed to leave. The sooner he was gone and out of the villain's reach, the safer the rest of the hero camp would be. Izuku nodded at them, understanding the urgency of the situation. He quickly grabbed his backpack and threw on his tattered hero suit, while Ochako and the others grabbed what little supplies they were able to find. They could hear Aizawa's voice outside, yelling at pro heroes to get ready for an attack. "Come on, we have to go," Ochako said, grabbing Izuku's hand and pulling him towards the exit of the tent. Bakugo was already outside, ready to fight off any enemies that might be coming their way. Todoroki followed close behind, a spark of flame lighting the dark air around them. They ran through the campsite, dodging debris and flames as they went. They could see other pro heroes running in the opposite direction, and they could hear the sounds of battle in the distance. They knew that Shigaraki's villains were attacking, that Izuku was their target, and so they ran. As they escaped, Izuku couldn't help but think about all the people who cared about him. Ochako, Todoroki, Bakugo, Aizawa, All Might, his mother, they all believed in him, and they all wanted him to be safe. He knew that he couldn't let them down, and that he couldn't let Shigaraki win. He tightened his grip on Ochako's hand and ran faster, determined to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Even as his wounds stung and ached, even as he could feel stitches on his arm tearing at the seams, he felt okay. He knew that he was not alone, that he had his friends by his side. Together, they would fight for each other, and they would protect the people they cared about. Because they all mattered. Because he mattered. As they reached the edge of the campsite, they could see a towering villain standing in their way, but they didn't falter, they didn't hesitate. They charged forward, ready to take on whatever came their way. And before he knew it, Todoroki, Bakugo, and Ochako had taken down the enemy. Maybe this is what it feels like to matter. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in the content thus far. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now there are a few things more that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to say, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat is that we only accept members from 16 years and older to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching. Farewell, and have a divine day.